Yes, I understand.
Sir, we can begin the session. Moment.
Yeah, 2 minutes will wait with us.
Session, or we can wait few more minutes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, I think you are the host now. Can you do the recording?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Now
fine.
it's getting record. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sir, is this fine time to begin, sir?
Sir, we will begin the session now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, good evening and welcome one and all who are here for the 254th session. Yes, again, it's Roadmap to Memory, part 3. Yesterday we have sent had part 2, and today it's part 3. It's about strategies and techniques. Of course, on behalf of our Dr. Suresh Kumar sir and the Department of Psychology, the American College Madurai, Madras School of Social Work, Chennai International Center for Clinical Psychology and Psychotherapy, Germany, MS Chalamuthu Institute of Mental Health and Rehabilitation Center, Madurai, Redbound Education and Psychological Research Center, Madurai, Psycho-Oncological Association, Turkey. So, behalf of all the associate partners and sponsors, I welcome, and also behalf of our core team members, I welcome one and all to this 254th session, as I said earlier. Yes, we have Dr. Suresh sir for this, since it's a series, it's a roadmap to memory, it's a kind of a series, and today we have part 3. He's actually a head Department of Psychology, American College, Madurai, and of course, a core team member of our, a team lead of our mental health webinar series, and also Red Bond Education and Psychological Research and Director, and Yellow Bond Counseling Center Director also. Almost a 2-decade experience in this related to psychology and counseling oriented experience. And to have a great session, I request, as usual, I request all the participants, please mute your video and audio. If in case video, please make sure to wear decent outfit. And all your queries can be in the Q&A session. I request Dr. Suresh sir to have I'll request you to proceed further. Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants.
Thank you, Veera, sir. Very good evening to all. And it is a continuation of the previous session I took on memory. I would like to thank you all the participants because you made me to explore more and more information. I come up with in memory alone. I come up with 8 parts. The third part, I think now I'm having 5 more parts in my hand. I think probably whenever we will have the time, then definitely I will come and meet you. I will share my experience and learning with you all. And today I'm going to talk about an important topic regarding strategy. As strategies and techniques, I think you may aware about it, and many of us we are looking for that. I can say that. I think earlier we had a session with one of the resource person called Hansen. Hansen is a person who is expertise in the field, and he wrote a book on how to develop your memory. And I gone through some of the books related to that memory development. I think all the books are having the different notions, different perspective. Here I'm going to consolidate the research perspective. With that prelude about that today's presentation, I would like to start my presentation. Again, once again, I thank all the participants. With your support, we are here. Definitely, we will go there. And a lot of sessions we will take, and then different areas, different topics we will come up with in coming days. With that assurance, I will begin my session today. And so this is about me. I think he rightly pointed out me. Right now, I'm working as an another Department of Psychology at American College, Madurai, and a century-old institution at Madurai. And this is about contact detail. And disclaimer is used to give only recently. The reason is I found that we have to give a value to the person who has created. So the most of the pictures I have taken from that Google Images, even though I given the due credit to the document downloaded, with that disclaimer with that I can begin. So the memory improvement strategies and techniques. So most of us will want to understand, and because many of us we are eagerly know about these, even including me also. What do you mean by strategy? The word we will find out that there are 2 words I used here. One is strategy and techniques. If there is any difference, is there when I go through the different dictionaries definition regarding the term strategy and technique, I found there is no difference. You look at here. What is strategy? A plan that we use in order to achieve something. I think when you want something, when you work out on a particular problem, particular task, you want to be successful, when you want to achieve something in that task which you have taken up, and you plan for that, that plan is known as strategy. When you look at the definition for the term technique, a particular way of doing something, there is no major difference between strategies and technique. But there is a difference is there. I think you all may aware about it. I think be expertise in the field of psychology. Then you may know that therapy and technique. Okay. Therapy is on big picture, and then technique is on in which we are using more specific component. In that therapy, we call this a technique. Okay. Strategies also go hand in hand with that technique. So now this is the basic thing, the way in which we taken up to solve the particular component that we known as techniques. And the memory strategies and techniques. So what is strategies? When we have to understand the basic term, memory strategies are nothing but techniques. We use to improve the person who is having that memory problem, or to ensure the person to have a better memory what he has received from the 5 sensory organs. We were discussing about that, how the information were received by an individual and how that information is stored in our memory, and what are the different types of memory we discussed. With that, you know that here these memory strategies will guide the person who is taken up, who is taking these memory strategies, will help them to improve their level of understanding, the level of remembering, the level of recognition, level of recalling about the information better than the previous one. That strategy we call as memory strategies. And when you look at another definitions given in different, so they said that there is a broad set of techniques. You cannot confine with that only one technique. I will give one important thing. When you want to remember the names of different persons, for example, there are 10 people are meeting at a time. I think you may not aware about all the 10 people that are new to you. How will you remember all the names? You will do the rehearsal, am I right? Rehearsal, that means you will pass, okay, this person is the first person, and second person is this, third person is this. We will do the rehearsal in our mind. That rehearsal is one of the strategy or technique. Only one strategy we will use for memorization. There are a number of strategies available, and you are going to look at some of the strategies which will be more widely used by the researchers for improving the memory, as well as the target audience they are coming for improving the memory. And what are the different memory strategies are? There are two types of memory strategy. The classic, I'm going to classify strategies into external memory strategies and internal memory strategies. External memory strategies mean we are, for example, my son is here. Okay, my son is doing his school education. He is not able to memorize, or he is not able to learn the content properly. So externally, I will guide them to prepare a planner. I will guide them to write notes. Externally, I will push them. The external way we can provide the support to my son to develop his learning and memory. So that is called external component, external memory strategy. Internally, something, I think you all know that. Can anyone please tell me what may be the internal strategy for your better memory? The strategies. One is interest. Amazing. Interest is one of the internal strategy you can use. Likewise, there are many components. I think some of you may be very quick in processing the information, and some of you may be very good in that understanding that spatial component. So these internal ability, the potential, what you have, your personality, your ability, your attitude, these will help you to make you a unique person. The better way, and the specific way you can learn the particular content, memorize a particular content. Okay. Here, there is an example here. Some of the examples for external memory strategies are every objects we are using right now. I think, and yearly we add on different components like calendar, time, to-do list, and different remedies. Everything now you can get it in your mobile phone. In smartphone, that will guide you now. Now, when you associate, when you connect your smartphone with a smartwatch, it will remind you and what are the tasks you have to do that. So these things come from the external component, and as I said, these are the brain. One is about your interest, and second one is organic component that yesterday we were discussed about, the genetic and biological component that also determines our internal memory strategies. And I found that there are 15 strategies used by scientifically proven that these strategies will help you to improve the memory. So whose memory? For example, a person who is having a problem in memory, or the person who wants to have the better memory, then they can go for any one of the strategies. Okay, what is the first one? See, here there is an easier strategy. Mostly they will say that, I remember one of the incident when I was studying my teacher, the physics subject is very difficult to understand the concept. I hope you will agree with me that if you are good at, and I'm really happy that, and most of my classmates, we were very difficult to understand the concept, especially the theories. So my teacher, what he will do now, he will teach the concept, he will teach the theories by saying the stories. When we say the stories, we will connect, there is a picture that will come in my mind. Whenever there is a picture comes, then we can able to associate with that picture, we can able to remember. So that is the first strategy. What you can do that, you can turn the words into pictures. For example, if there is a Suresh Kumar, so if my face comes in your, my image comes in your, my picture comes in your mind. So it is an easiest way you can remember the word and picture. Our brain has a capacity when we encode visuals, as I said, yes, when we were discussing about that, the first part, as I said, how many percentage we are learning, how many percentage memories are there in our brain. There are 5 sensory organs are there: ear, nose, tongue, and skin. Among these 5 sensory organs, for normal human being, 87% of learning and memory happen only to the visual component. Irrespective of person, 87%. When you take out anything, that's why they are saying that one picture equal to 1,000 words. One picture equal to 1,000 words. And actually, we are receiving 11% of information. And remaining senses, we are using only 2%. It is an average way. That's why there is an important strategy. You can associate that when you hear the 11% auditory, when you read something, when you convert into visuals, you are having higher chance to remember that information. That will be goes to that memory. You can associate associate the picture. And it is an easiest way. And one more thing, when you associate the particular word with a funny thing, funny way, something which is not normal, that will be there for a long time, not for very few short term. When you imagine the particular word into something abnormal thing, something that will be long lasting in your memory. And as I said, visual images are stored very quickly. That's why I think some of you may be here as a teachers. The teachers were asked to use an audio visual. They are supposed to use visual aids. Why they are asked to use visual aids? When you grab the attention, I think when we were discussing about that different types of attention, sensory, short-term memory, and then long-term memory, even each stages, when you give the attention and rehearsal, it will go for the long-term memory. So when you have the visual images, has more attention grabbing potential than any other sensations what you are having. I hope you understand that. Whenever you have the time, you want to remember something. When you hear the particular word, you can remember that image, the word with an image. You can associate with any kind of pictures. It is easy for us to remember, and you can guide your children's. For the beginners, we can use this, and we will move to the next one. Recall just before. So when we will forget? So the studies are saying that we forget about 80% of information the first few days. 80% of information. I think you all remember and you all agree with me that the studies were proven that when you listen, when you attend audio lectures, remember audio lectures alone, only one stimulus, one sensation. If you listen, you will remember after 1 hour. After 1 hour, if I am asking you what the information you have gained, you have received, they will say that only 50% of information after 1 hour. And if you ask me the same person after 24 hours, after 1 day, they will say that they can able to remember 30 to 40%. After a week, they can remember 10 to 20%. That's why they said that 80% of information in the first few days itself you will forget. Okay, and how will we know that we are going to forget about this? Now you know that. So when you want to have the particular information in your long-term memory, revise it. When the next day you have to revise it, and once in a week you have to revise. Revisit the content which you want to make it in a long-term memory. There's a strategy you can use it. Use it after the day of learning. That's very, very important. That's why many of the teachers and parents are insisting the particular time slot they will allot to the children. They will ask children to take the book and read about it. Children will say, I studied everything. I written myself and then I corrected, I found I'm good at it. Even though the parents will say that just you can go through that. Just look at that one what you have studied. So that revisiting the information, just refer again. So that is that before forgetting. That is it. Just before the forgetting, you can recall. Recollecting, maybe just go through, you can read it, or you can ask your friends to just read out, and then you can listen to them whatever it means. That will increase the retention data from the particular incident. Hereafter, when you want to make someone have the better scoring in that examination, okay, some of the students, they are very clever. Before the examination, 1 day before only they will learn, because they know that the memory will be there. When we study about the day before examination, if they study, they will remember more content than the other persons. They are aware about it. And people who study 6 months back, they may not recollect the inform these things, and then you can direct your children or anybody who wishes to improve the memory. We will move on to the third strategy. Here, many of us, we will not give attention to that things, whatever we are participating, even if we can anything. One more thing, the monotonous component, there is no variation. That also create a fatigue among the learners, the participants who are attending the program. What we can do that, as a learner, you want to make the content into long-term memory. You want to memorize the content. Keep your attention to that particular goal you want. Just, I'm listening this, I want to understand what it means. And one more thing, see, some of the people are very good in multitasking. Multitasking will distract your concentration. And you may ask me, you may argue with me, you can debate with me, you can discuss with me. Yes, some people are good in multitasking. Yes, over a period of time. That's why in the beginning days when the children were recording, don't allow them to distract to the multiple activities. Now I can see that some children are listening music and then writing and reading. It's not a good idea, but studies were saying that we are having that, even though five sensations are there, we are having the capacity to give any two at a time, not more than that. If you give, and if you do more than one activity, and you lost all the information. That's why you all know that there is an experiment conducted, attenuation theory. Attenuation theory means here one music played and here another music played, and they asked what is the small lyric which you have heard just before, and the 2 years. They said the two lines from here and two lines from left here. So they cannot get what and the whole information. That's why we have to concentrate the thing which you have to memorize. Recently, there are term is very popular, mindfulness. What mindfulness is interesting. The core aim of mindfulness is to make the attention of an individual. That one activity at a time and more attentive, fully immerse yourself. Immerse yourself. Okay, there is a third strategy you can use it more like it. And many people, they don't know how to learn about learn. You maybe wonder, for example, one example. Okay, you want to memorize the tables. What is the best strategy? Tables in mathematics. In mathematics, up to 16 tables, we are supposed to memorize, rote memory. We use to that. We have to recite again and again, we will remember. So, what is the best strategy according to you? Can anyone please tell me in your comment, your answers, the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and tell me. And many of us, we are not we are not aware about what is the best learning method is suitable for us, for our personality. And some of them very good in visuals. When you look at my presentation, I use more kind of pictures because you will remember only near the words, you will remember only 11%. But when you see the pictures, okay, when he was taking the particular session, there isn't pictures were there. So you remember the picture that will be associate the content, what you learn. Okay, the learning, you have to understand that if I'm an auditory person, I will say that some of the examples here. I know one of my classmates, when we were doing my undergraduate, my friend is very good in listening. He will not study at all. He will, one day before the examination, he will come and sit. And he will ask all the students who have studied about, okay, can you please tell me what is about this? They will say about in a brief, like when you watch a movie, when you give a brief about the movie, likewise the synopsis, the review they will give, and he will listen and then he will perform better. More than first class, he will clear the examination. So such a person. When you know that what is the appropriate learning strategy suitable for you, then we can utilize it. As you all know that visual, auditory, read and write, and kinesthetic. These are the different types of learning. Understand your learning style. When you know the learning style, and if you prepare based on that, your memory level will be good. Don't teach the person. For example, there is some categories is there. When you take the hierarchy, in nursery school and primary school, what is the method of teaching is insisted? And you all know that kindergarten, Maria Montessori schools. So what they will do, activity-based learning. Why they are saying that activity-based learning, sensory learning, they are insisting. Sensory learning means kinesthetic. So when the children up to 7 to 8 years, you have to give the practical way of learning. But what we are doing right now, I think we are not giving that information, that kind of learning in our condition. We are lecturing. Even now, I can see my children is going first standard. The teacher will come and then teach continuously. Okay, he will not get that self. Whether he understand it or not, I don't know. The teachers is not bothered about it, but we are more concerned about it. We told them, okay, when you're interested, you can listen. Okay, when you know about that learning state of the person, when you give the teaching, then that will be better. Okay. Now, this is not only learning stage. There are many learning stages out there. For pre-primary level, it is an activity-based learning, that is kinesthetic. And for up to school level, you can see the pictures in the lower middle school. You can see the primary and middle school level, more pictures will be there. When you see the pictures along with the content, you will remember more. And when you come to 11 and 12, it will be the like visual plus art. When higher education, only auditory. You have the capacity to understand that. That's why the principles of learning is, many of you may aware about it, even though I can put on that. Known to unknown. Known to unknown. Easy to difficult. concrete to abstract. This is the way we can go for when you clear and better learn. This is a create. You have to use these strategies, and these strategies will help us for your learning as well as memory. Understand the learning style and give appropriate content to that particular learning style. And combine your senses. Very, very important. Very, very important. Don't give only one sensory component. When you learn about, for example, when you learn about, you may aware about synesthesia. Can anyone tell me what do you mean by synesthesia? I will look at your answers in the chat box. Anyone? What do you mean by synesthesia? The term, have you ever heard the term synesthesia?
Sir, let me tell. Shall I tell, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me.
Kinesthetic learning builds based on touching.
Ma'am, not kinesthetic.
The teacher will kinesthetic. The teacher has to guide the students.
I'll type it.
Okay, let me.
I cannot type with my typewriting is not working. Not kinesthetic. Synesthesia.
Oh.
Okay. And the kind of learner there, it is an extraordinary thing. You can find out this kind of learner very rare in number. Okay, one among the lakh you can find out. So what they will do when you say something, for example, if I am saying mango, okay, or if I say the 1, 2, 3, they will have that one mean, they will say that there is a picture comes and this picture is this and it doesn't smell like this. Synesthesia is an ability, an extraordinary way you can understand. So they use all the senses. We normal people, we are using more than 1 or 2 senses. Okay, but synesthetic people use extraordinary senses. For example, when you say I, they will say that the word is like a sweet or so, or it is a bitter. They will say that when you say the word, and they will say that it is the word yes, yes. So they will say that the word has a particular smell and particular taste. So that is an ability in which they are integrating all the senses. So what we can do that for better memory, you can use combine the different senses what they are having. Okay, like all the senses when you give, when compared to the other component, I say there is a proverb is that I hear, I forgot. I see, I remember. I do, I understand. So when you integrate more than one sensory component for learning and you remember the content for longer period of time, this is another strategy we can use. Yes. And we'll move on to the next one. It's make an emotional connections. I think yesterday when we were discussing about any kind of information which is connected to that strong emotional situation, strong emotional stimuli that will be there for strong memory space in your brain. The neurotransmitter will be very strong. That's why when you try to connect the particular contents related to long-term memory for remember the particular content for longer period of time, you have to connect that information with the emotions, maybe on fear or something. When you remember that when you fearfully read about something, you'll remember. When you are happy, when you study about, you will remember. But we will give more in the negative memory rather than a positive memory. So I can suggest you can try to connect your emotion state to the memory. When you are aggressive, when you are anger towards somebody else, use that instead of saying scolding the person, you can take the book and divert it and then you can remember. When I was angry at that person, I studied this. You will remember for a longer period of time. Okay. And use flashcards because it is an attention seeking. And it is a short like slides. Slides is an for flashcards. Flashcards are, as per the study, they found that it increased 50% of our memory, which strengthen our 50%. The study conducted by Washington University at St. Louis. And I think when I was preparing my examination, my teacher used to tell me that when you study about something, you have to write it in the paper. I will inform them, I studied, even though you can write it, and again you write it. When we do these things, when we write it and then NPT you forget it. When you remember, go and study again. The examination, you will not. You remember, oh, this is the place we were stuck and we gone through that, you remember and then you connect it. Wherever is possible. I think now I can see that most of the people who are very good in note taking, their memory power is good. And their understanding about something is good. But the person who is not having the ability to take notes, very difficult. Now there are even technology will help us. We can record information and take the notes. And this is another strategy we can use it and repeat verbally and again. I think rehearsal, when we do that verbally, I think when you read the content, I think we read and then we can loud. You can use the word and then you can read again and again, that will go and then you can know. This is another strategy. And the studies were found that when you repeat a particular word, particular content in a loud, and that increases the brain functions, that improves the memory strength of an individual. And smell your memories, as I said earlier. The synesthetic people are having the capacity, it is a special capacity. As a normal human being, what you can do that you can use is strategy. You can smell that. Okay. You can associate with that particular, okay, one mean the particular smell, two mean these things. When you connect with that any kind of smell with that particular content, you are connecting with the amygdala as well as your hippocampus. You are stimulating your emotional function as well as memory function. So when you integrating more than one component, that will and have that information for a longer period of time. And associate ideas. I think when you have one idea and when you are learning something, oh, these content is related to this. Okay, these content is related to this. And this person looks like this. So what we can say, analog or simile. So when you have these association ideas, we'll have the better ability to understand the concept for longer period. When you want to remember the person, by based on the thing we can remember, you can count how many dialects in Tamil movies. You can able to understand that when you label the person in the particular word and then you will remember. Okay. So this is the way you can use and associating ideas to have a particular content for longer period of time. And rhyming, that rhyming is a very, even if I ask you to say about that thinking, still you remember. Still you remember. Okay, I will just a minute, I will play on the video. And for it is about 3 minutes only. And yes. 1 minute. Yes, sir. I'll share the screen with you. Just a minute.
Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Samaga madanisa, sanida magarisa. Avarohana. Samaga madanisa, sanida magarisa. Appa baudagagal so high, like a diamond in the sky. Like a diamond in the sky. Shruti Pasikaladi, Katko. Sagamagari Sani Sagari Sani Damadani Sani Risani Damanida Damagari Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Adukka language. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How Oh, I wonder what you are. Oh, Appa, above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. In the sky. இது கேரள ட்விங்கிள் 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 லிட்டில் ஸ்டார் how I wonder what you are up above the world so high like a diamond in the sky up above the world so high like a diamond in the sky இது பஞ்சாபி ட்விங்கிள் ட்விங்கிள் Oh, twinkle, 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 little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, oh twinkle, 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 little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, oh twinkle, twinkle, oh twinkle, twinkle, oh twinkle, 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 little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
No. I think so. It is another strategy when we have that rhyming something, you will never forget it. Even after this session, you will remember this song and you will search it and then you can find it. And there is when I was studying my 10th standard, there is a poem in Tamil. We have to remember for 10 marks. Okay. So we were, it was very difficult for us. But the same song, that same poem was there in a movie. Ilayaraja given that music for that. I'll play the music and then see that. You remember that song for a long period of time. Only if you hear one or two times. But when we were without getting any, that's why we have to integrate more senses. Auditory, music, there are stimulations, and the visuals. And the persons who were involved in that component, you can see. Just a minute, I'll find out that video. I'll come back in a minute.
எல்லையாற்றிலே ஈரக்காற்றிலே கண்ணனோடுதான் ஆட பார்வை
I'm sorry, I couldn't find that song in WhatsApp. So yes, sir. Can you name the song title? Naladiya, yes. Same song only. I scored 20 marks because of that song, movie song only. I'm sorry, I couldn't find that very well. If you give me a minute, I will try to find it again.
हेलो जी मैं थोड़ा अच्छा हूँ Feeling better.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't find it as I have the time. Definitely, I will share with you the link with you. When you go through the song, that it is a lyrical one, you can remember for a longer period of time. That is another strategy you can use it. I'll move on to the next strategy we can use for our memory. Yes. Here it goes. So anything when you have the rhyming, even it is a difficult topic, when you have the rhyming components, any kind of subject you can use rhyming words and rhyming component, rhyming the way in which develop, you can able to remember for a longer period of time. And another one is you all may aware about that there are two hard workers and one person without taking break he worked for that cutting the trees. And another person, every afternoon he used to sharpen the axe he used for cut the trees. And outcome, we all know that the person who take break will have the better outcome than the person who do not take the break. I can see that many parents are insisting that children they have to go for continuous study. You know, we have to give us children in a break. At least that's why in a computer, when the person who are working, when the person who are reading involved in some other activity, 45 minutes or 1 hour, after 60 minutes, you have to give a break to them. When you give a break, they can able to understand that. And studies have proven that the person who is taking in between break, when they were try to memorize the content, and they will remember the content 20% better than the person who is not taking the break. This is not done by me. This is a study conducted by psychology department at the University of Edinburgh. And take a break. The next one is 10 minutes break. Next one is chunking. I think chunking is something, it is an interesting thing. Miller, I think you all may be aware about it. Can you know the reason for why we are having the number plate, the number ranging from 4 to 7 numbers? The reason is because of him only. George Miller, he is the person who given that he introduced that magical number, 7 plus or minus 2. We, an average human being, we can able to remember just fraction of second, we can able to remember 7 letters. That's why the car numbers, when you see it, just quick at the fraction of second, you can able to remember 7 letters. That's why they are having 4 numbers. So chunking is something, for example, if I'm giving my number, phone number, I'm saying that 975048505758. So giving the 10 numbers, it is very difficult for you to understand, even if I say that very slowly, 9750406463. But the chunking is something, you can group the numbers into 4 numbers, first 2 numbers, another 4, another 4. And it is easy for us. That way, when I'm serving the content, okay, when I'm taking the food item and I put the middle, it will hard. Say that split the food item into small parts, and then you take your content. So likewise, when you try to remember a large portion of content, don't at a stage remember all. Try to memorize all the content. Small portion you can study. Okay, first you study the lesson 1, second lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. You remember all the 20 lessons. And when I think I don't know how many of you are aware about it. My cry when I was doing my undergraduate is about understanding that big book. So when I took the book to my HOD, I tried to put my undergraduation after a month because I couldn't understand, because all the teachers who used to teach only in English, I am from that Tamil medium. It is very difficult for me to understand. And the books they were suggested me, there are 5 books are like 1,500 pages, minimum 500 to 1,500 pages. We in the school days, they will give the question and answer. We have to study only these things. That's enough. We can go to score. But in the college, it is very difficult for me. So after 1.5 months, I said to my parents, I don't want to continue because something is going on. What are the teachers are teaching in my class? And I went to my, the first internal, I got less than 5 marks. So there is a call from the HOD who was scored more than less than 10 marks to come and meet. I'm not aware about it. My classmates were decided that they went to movie. I'm the person who was in the classroom. They took me and put it in the HOD room. And he asked me, what's your problem? I told him, sir, I'm from that rural area. And this is a thing, books are very new to me. Earlier I exposed only to learn in Tamil. Now, sudden transformation, I couldn't adapt to myself to the particular teaching and learning. And he told me that, don't think that we are not giving importance to grammar. Okay. you just remember that when you are reading a particular word, if you are not getting the meaning, you can write that meaning, that particular word in Tamil itself. Okay, and you are good in understanding in Tamil. Okay, understand Tamil and try to write it. What you understand in English, you can write. I pause whatever wherever you want, you can write it. That's the way I wrote it, and now I'm here. But if I'm good that time, I may be with a +2 degree only. So the chunking, and he told me that why you want to study art? He told me that among the 1,500 pages, he told me there are 20 questions are very, very important. And those 20 questions, you need not, for example, one question. Just imagine that there is one question. And that one question need not all the information you have to go. There are keywords are there. For one question, if you are going to write 10 pages, 20 keywords will be there. Can you able to remember 20 words? I said yes. And you know the particular what it means. That is the way he told me. I still remember the person. The second internal, I am the person who scored better marks. So he guided me. That's why when we know that how to learn, our memory will be better. When we don't know how to learn, what is appropriate learning strategy for us, and then we will fail. So when you find anybody else, use the chanting. Don't at the stage ask them to read bit by bit, and then that's why divide and conquer. That is the strategy used by the Britishers when they came to India, and they taken a small portion in the southern part and the northern part, eastern part, and now they united and whole India they captured. Like content, whatever it may be, even psychology also. There are different portions of that. Start from biopsychology, go to the cognitive psychology. Related field you can refer and then you will understand our concepts. And next, see, memory palace is always called a method of LOC, LOC, they would say that. Then we remember, I think you may know that very familiar in your house. Your entrance will be there. When you enter, and after the entrance, you can see that there is a hall and a kitchen, bedroom, and other restrooms. All the things will be there. You know where it is. Everything you know aware about it. What you can do that the keywords, as I said, you remember that for a big question, maximum 20 keywords will be there. All the 20 keywords you can place it in the entrance and second one, because the sequencing is very, very important. When you have this sequence, you can use these information. That will be very for us. Memory palace is something you can imagine that pictorial image. That image you can put all the information and then you can connect with one and another, revisit one and another, and you will remember for a longer period of time. Okay. And so these are the 15 strategies you can use it. In addition to that, I am going to tell you that are some techniques. Okay. The same, some of the techniques we were going to see. These are first one, as I said, the memory palace, that is otherwise called method of LOCA. Okay. So use these words in step 1, step 2, step 3. These are picture mental representation of the content will help you to remember that particular task for a long time. And second strategy is an agrani. I think many of you know that. What do you mean by Vijaya? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So we know that Vijaya means the first letter we know that we can able to say that. Okay. So what is NCERT? National Educational Council for Teacher Education or Technical Education. The UGC, University Grant Commission. When you know the first letter, we can able to remember all the information. You can use acronym. I remember Mr. Ilayaraja and Arthur when they were came to my institution, they took a session on life skills. So there are 10 core life skills are there. It is very difficult for us to remember all the 10 core life skills. They taught me that acronym. Still, I remember that EPIC 3 made. EPIC means a history made. Okay. Made, M-A-D. 9 years back. But still, I remember. What is E? Empathy. I means interpersonal relationship. Big. Problem solving. 3 C's. Creativity, critical thinking, communication. Management of stress, self-awareness, decision making, and emotional intelligence. So still now I can remember 10 core life skills. And now recently when I was teaching the positive psychology, I supposed to remember that 10 core positive emotions. As per the Farber of Reduction C listed out, there are 10 core positive emotions are there. When I asked my students, I think they only created this acronym. I think SILFA, like LR Iswari, India, like there is SILFA is the name. SILFA G. G means in northern part they will do the respect to the elder people, they use the word G. The initial is on G. So this is the word they given the 10 core positive emotions you can able to remember. When I ask you the negative emotions, you will remember all things, but positive emotions is very difficult for us. What is that? G for gratitude, S for serenity, H for hope, I for inspiration, L for love, P for pride, A for amusement and then awe, and J for joy, and I for interest. So these are the 10 positive emotions. These upgrading were given by my class students, like my undergraduate students. Still I remember, and most of my students I remember. So acronym is another strategy we can use to remember the list of words in the ECS. Another one is rhyming, as I said, there is a song, I think if possible, I think I have received the inputs from Lakshmi ma'am. I will put the song at the after my presentation. Rhyming you can use whatever the are looking. Linking is another thing. Linking means one content to another one. So where I found that linking, when I was teaching the content related to that biopsychology, cognitive neuroscience, cognitive psychology, and the positive psychology, I can see that there is a linkage and psychopathology. So there is all the subjects are interrelated. When we link with one and another, it is easy for to remember the content. So these strategies we can connect with. When we have to train the children to remember when you link with the content. Another one is something use the bit and pieces. Don't take in a stage. How many keys you can able to take in the breakfast? You may be 10, but you have to take bit and pieces only. Like with the memory, also you have to take small content, and then actually you have the more information. And this is about the PQRST preview for language, and it is on some content you have to memorize. You can use these things: review, question, read, state, and then test. So PQRST is a technique mostly used for language component. For examination purpose, you can use these techniques when you want to. Another one is write down. Finally, whatever the content you read, and then you have to write it down. So when you write it down, and there is a read content, you make it, and then connections will be there. When you make them strong connections, the neural network will be there. So so these practices you have to teach your friends who are want to improve the memory. So with that note, I can stop. Here are some of the strategies are there for a person who is having that different components like stimulus, the interferences, and storing information or specific information. Some strategies are there. I'll share the content with you in the WhatsApp group. You can get it. I hope these informations are useful to you. Thank you so much for listening to me. And just a minute, give me that I have received the link. I will play the video song with you all. Just a minute. It's loading. I completed. Yes, over to you, Mr. Veera sir.
What is the relationship between? May I also question now, sir? Memory, sir. Could you please explain that about the relationship between age and memory?
The relationship between?
Age and memory, sir.
No, sorry, Mama. Your voice is breaking. Can you repeat? Can you?
Okay, sir, let me chat the question, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me now.
Could you please explain about the age and memory, sir? Because most of the old age persons think that they are not able to retain the memory well than the youngsters. What's your opinion about that, sir? Is it really, sir?
For elderly, can I will repeat the question. Can you please tell me that is my understanding is correct? Elderly people, the memory strategies, which one is appropriate for them? Is the right one? You're trying to ask me.
Old age people tend to lose their memory, but the youngsters tend to keep their memory. It's a maxim. It's a maxim. Is it right?
Now I got it. Why?
Want to agree with it or differ?
No,
you want to agree with it or?
Yes. Now I understand the question. The reason for old age people are not having the capacity for marriage, it is because they are not having the flexibility. What we can say that flexibility, that term called neuroplasticity. when the neuroplasticity is good, then they can able to have a better memory. When they were age, and these flexibility will be lessened, so they are having the difficulty. The youngster, that way, that way, when the children are young ages, we have to teach them how to memorize the content. Because neurogenesis, new cells will be formed. And it is easy for us to play skill in the early stages when compared to the old age people, because the learned helplessness will be more among the elderly population. I think there is another concept, learned helplessness. When we were trained in a particular thing, we never want to change the things. That's why when computers was introduced in the bank, many people they're using only one finger because they were not trained. And those the youngsters we can see, and those who are using smartphone, when you give that keyboard, they may not use it how to use it. I hope I given the answer for you now. Yes, the aging is one of the factors for memory problem. Thank you, Manish.
Participants would like any other questions, or you can very well put it in the chat box also, we can read it.
Suresh sir, shall I ask you a question?
Ma'am, please, ma'am, please.
You were talking about the neuroplasticity, right? For
Yes.
the old age people. Can this neuroplasticity be developed with any techniques, like, or is it something that you have to accept and let go kind, or even old age people with some practices or things or techniques, neuroplasticity can be developed so that they can retain their memory?
Definitely, ma'am, some possibilities. In yesterday's session, when we were discussing about transmitter, activation of neurotransmitter, then neuroplasticity will be increased. That is in one way, that's a biomedical model. And as you all know that you are practicing it, when we adequate energy and adequate oxygen. And the pranayama and other which you are teaching in your center definitely will help them to increase their neuroplasticity. So that technique also we can use for increasing the memory component.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Sir, this is Devraj. It's a wonderful session, sir. It's a lot of learnings. I just want to ask how to measure the memory. So, for example, whatever you said is the tips and the tools to improve the memory. Yes, it's wonderful. Now, how can we measure whether the person having are they having right memory, and is that, do we have any tools kind of thing to check the memory, sir?
Sir, as of now in psychometry we are having there are, 3 instruments are available in 3 perspectives. One is on paper pencil and the performance test and then non-verbal test. I think you all aware about Patia's battery. I think you may hear about Patia's battery and performance test, in which one of the important components that will measure memory ability of an individual. And memory alone, it is a very simple test we can use in psychometry. If possible, I've given 5 tests which were used for my students. I will share with you. I think you are in that WhatsApp group. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will set that devices which you can use for your memory assessment. And generally, for to know about the memory of an individual, we can ask them to recall whatever the things we told them, from which we can able to understand. In his immediate memory, we can able to understand that way. And for long-term memory, whether the person understand or not, we can go for summative evaluation, semester end or at the end of the year, academic year, we will ask them to write the examination. And when we evaluate that examination, we can know, oh, this person having this much memory only. So that we can understand. So these are the not a precise manner. In evaluation means qualitatively, we can able to subjectively vary. According to me, this one and another person evaluate, this vary. But precisely when you want to know that there are psychometric instrument, we can use it, which were given by Bhattia's battery. There is a dedicated one division is for memory assessment alone. There are many other memory assessment technologies that I will share with you at WhatsApp groups.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. In addition, now, if you can give some any questionnaire or tool for understanding the person belongs to what kind of learning oriented person, for example, yes, kinesthetic or auditory, So basically, accordingly, we can guide the students to develop the skills, If we have some, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you so much, sir.
learning style alone, as per my understanding, when I was exploring, reviewing the content for that, I found that more than 7 theories are there. 7 theories. And walk, and then concrete, abstract, this kind of classification. There are 7 theories are there. If possible, if I have that content is there in my device, in hardest I will share that instrument also in our WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Of course, no doubts, sir. Like as usual, no many positive notes in the chat bar. It's repeated if I'm not wrong. Like Anjana ma'am, how can we assess memory for old age to decide the amount of loss of memory? I hope the same it is whatever Dev sir has pointed out. Right, sir, or yes.
There it is in the chat box, sir. Yes. How can we assess memory of old age? Yes, I think they will say that. For example, I'm the
This is what
person.
the same.
Yeah, we evaluate subjectively. For example, I'm reading particular content, and after reading, I can compare myself with my previous experiences. Earlier, I take only 30 minutes. Now, I'm taking 1 hour. That means there's a problem in memory components. Aging is one of the things. I think there are two. There is an again in the science researchers. There are two set of researchers. One researchers are arguing that once the brain cells related to that memory are degenerated, it cannot be reproduced. But another group of scientists are saying that neurogenesis means formation of new neurons can be possible through the rehabilitation techniques. There are two arguments are there. I think we have to. I think more and more studies when they do it, and we come to know that which argument is better. But mostly there are less possibilities are there to reach neurogenesis, very less possibilities for the old age people, but youngsters it is impossible. As per the study, the whole brain development will happen at the age of 5. 5 to 10 years, you can see maximum growth will be there. In the beginning, they will be there. 80% of your brain will be developed at the time of birth itself. The physical structure, not the development. We may know that quantity and quality. By quantity means the size of the brain. Size of the brain will attain maximum at the age of 10. Okay. But the quality component will attain at the age of, as per the Piaget's theory, 13 years. Nowadays, even more youngsters also have the capacity for that. Yeah, food items are many things are there. I think we are having that the dedicated session is for only for and memory. When we were yesterday, I said onion, the components in onion has an impact on our memory, and vallare, that brahmi, we can use it, and lady's finger. These are the things I know. And in addition to that, there are many food items there. I think the food science, we invited some other experts, and they are going to talk about these food and the health and food and memory in coming days. That will get more influence with that. Yes, sir.
Yes, that's from Mani Shankar, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, Kuvita Puruvunu or song, just a minute, I will play the song. I found it. Yes. I found the song. Just I will play it.
நான் நோன்பு கஞ்சியை குடிப்பேன் முடிய அப்பத்தை புசி
was a song in that movie. Punithapuramum Kovai Savvayi. When song. When we watch the movie again and again, we can remember. With that note, I can thank you all for being here, supporting the initiative taken by our core team members and the Department of Psychology.
இந்த அற்புதமான தேவாரத்தை விட்டார் ஆடெல்லி.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Okay, hope
Sir.
no, yeah, for all. And may I call upon Dr. Salim sir to propose the vote of thanks for the session. Salim sir, are you there, sir?
Yeah, he's
Sir,
there.
yeah. Thank
Okay.
you, Veera sir. It's my pleasure to give the vote of thanks today. Today's resource person, Dr. Suresh sir, vibrantly given the part 1, part 2, part 3 series of memory. So you are very well, like you had a good roadmap, sir. But my part 1, you cleared overall eagle eye view. So you taught about like where memories are stored, all those things. And part 2, physiological aspect, like neurons, neutrons, and all those things, and functions of neurons, major types of all those things explained, sir. In part 3, of course, a lot of techniques you thrown the insights to us. It was very, very useful to all the like students, all those things, like using the 5 senses. It is a very good, effective techniques he told us, taught us. So very wonderful session, sir. And then I believe that is it mindfulness? Is it, sir? Using 5 senses in the one activity, not doing the multiple task. To putting all the 5 senses in one activity, I think mindfulness. So I believe that mindfulness will give the 100% result. And you talk about the retention period every day, all those things. That's a very wonderful session, sir. I think all the participants can use these techniques for their purpose and their kids also for these studies, and not only studies, all the activities. So thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank you on behalf of American College, Madurai, Madras School of Social Work, and MS Chellam Institute of Rehabilitation Center, and Red Pond Educational Psychological Association, and Psycho-Oncological Association, Turkey. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, all the participants to attend this seminar. Sir, I think we have a lot of topics related to memory. You told food and memory, all those things. So we believe that we're expecting more and more related to memory, since it is very, very needed. So we are expecting more in this series, sir. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you all the sincere participants, and thank you, Suresh sir. Thank you for the wonderful initiation, and there's it has come across all many milestones, and you're just crossed 250, and we are looking forward to 300. Thanks for the informative and very. We are really blessed over here, like who are attending day-to-day sessions. Thank you, Dr. Suresh sir, and thank you, American College, and thank you, Salim sir, and other core team members. We'll meet tomorrow, with a different topic, and you can share your feedback as well. Any questions, you can very well share it to my feedback webinar@gmail.com.